Sairam, let's start the study circle with 3 Om. Dear Swami, we are so grateful to be able to meet here together in your presence today. While we are here together studying your word in your Bhagavatha Vahini, we ask that you open our ears and hearts to whatever it is you want us to learn. Please speak through each one of us and help us progress in our spiritual journey. Jai Sai Ram. Sai Ram, everyone. I know it feels like back-to-back study circles for this week. We were fortunate enough to celebrate Swami's Aradhana Day on Thursday with an online session. So yeah, I have to change this. Give me 1 minute, please. I think it's my mistake. The bhajan hall does not have the display on, so please bear with us.
In the middle of the screen, display settings.
Sairam, we are having technical difficulties in the bhajan hall, so please bear with us. Yeah, now it is coming. All right. So just moving along, a simple reminder to mute your cell phones if you have not already done so. Let's be respectful, ask relevant questions, add relevant points, and speak from our hearts. So a little review from last session. I'm sure everyone probably remembers this. We discussed discourse from, we actually heard a video about the Aradhana day and what the importance of that is. And then we started discussing a discourse from Swami about being your own guru. So we started by talking about what qualifies us to make sure that we are our own guru. We talked about calming our minds. We talked about the guidance beyond the rationalization of the mind. We talked about Atma Guru is only possible by steady practice and with divine grace of a guru as well as of God. And of course, surrender and acceptance of the guru himself. So, and then we moved along to the 3 gunas, how they are all important, because Swami talked about the gunas as far as being your own Atma Guru or being your own guru. So we did discuss about the 3 gunas and how we can bring about a balance between all of them. We did discuss the influences that can be controlled. We talked about the 3 levels of spiritual practices based on those gunas to clean our mind. For example, to purify our mind, Karma Yoga being the best path. And for calming our mind, Raja Yoga being the best path. And to remove the ignorance of the mind, Jnana Yoga or knowledge being the best method. And we talked about Shravana, Manana, and Nididhyasana, which is the Advaitic philosophy of philosophical path of Advaita Vedanta. Sorry. We ended our session with talking about 8 kinds of guru, and I've just listed them here. I can obviously send it in our center group as well. But basically, we talked about Bodha Guru, Veda Guru, Nishiddha Guru, Kamya Guru, Vachaka Guru, Suchaka Guru, Karana Guru, and Vihita Guru. Again, they are almost like different teachers, but basically teaching the same thing. Of course, each one of them specializes in one aspect of what needs to be said. And of course, Swami uh, has said Karana Guru is the most important of all of them, because he's the one teaching the unity of the Jivatma and the Paramatma. If anyone else has anything to add, this would be a great time.
Sairam. This is, if you remember, I think one of Swami's students, Swami asked him to speak. And Swami asked him what topic you're going to talk. And he said, I'm going to talk about Guru. Then I think we shared this one before. Swami says, who is the Guru? And then he says, Guru, immediately, Guru is a person who is Gunatita and Rupa Varjita, because that is, they all know. And then he asks, who is your Guru? He says, Swami, you are my Guru. And he says, I have a Rupa, I have a form. So if your definition of a Guru is Gunatita and Rupa Varjita, how can I be the Guru? So that student was stumped. So I was thinking as to what exactly it means. So I think it is when we say Rupa Varjita, that means who is beyond form. That means he is form. He has transcended the form. That's how I think. It doesn't mean that he doesn't have any form. He has this form, but he can also be in any other form. That it doesn't mean formless. That means it doesn't mean vacuum. It doesn't mean that no material. Can be the object, but it can be any object. I think that is what I inferred as to what that student could have answered, because that student got stumped and then he chose some other topic. But my thought is how if Swami were to ask us, okay, who is your Guru? If we say Swami is our Guru, then that definition falls right there if we can't go deeper. And I thought that time.
Thank you so much. Yes, absolutely.
No, he did not at that time. Not at that time. But Swami has talked, as you had said,
yeah.
Swami is the Guru is the Atma Guru. That means he is inside each one of us. So we have to listen to that. And that is.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just want to continue our discussion, because we did not talk about the sadhana of Gayatri Mantra, because the last discourse, actually, Swami ended with the importance of the potency of Gayatri Mantra. And I thought that since we are doing this sadhana, at least, I don't know how many days it's been, 60 days now? 62 days, yeah. So I think we should be, at least, if there are any changes, we can go around, just have, one thing that the sadhana has impacted in your life, for you. Any lessons, any experiences, any changes that you observe in your own self, external situations or the self. So I think that's a great way to kind of bring this together, and then we can talk about the potency of the mantra itself. So with that, I will start. I mean, since I have the mic anyway. So first off, I think a lot of just planning the entire session for me has itself been really revealing, and I enjoyed it. And that has brought a lot of discipline. Status of, it's always on my mind on how to organize this. It has been on my mind. We started on February 12th, but it has been on my mind since this gifts program was introduced and the topics were given. So that was around January 15th. So I have been thinking of Gayatri Mantra since January 15th. It's one thing that we started February 12th, and we have been able to have enough participation and do all of that as well as a center. So I think that for me has been a really great experience to be with. So that is my first thing. The second thing, the discipline that goes with it, because by 8:50 we start the Zoom session. 8:59 and 40 seconds is when the recording starts. So those are so like it's embed in our system, and this is something that all three of us, Amit, Hanita, and I do, and we make sure that the recording does not start before then, and it does not end before Sairam is done. So, so all of those things have really impacted us. If nothing, it gives us one activity that we do as a family in these 100 days, and I think that in itself is something that is teaching us a lot of lessons to be together. So, Sairam, with that, I will continue with whoever would like to go on the men's side. So, Sai.
So, yeah, for me, in simple words, it allowed me to calm myself. It taught me two things majorly: how to be calm. I observed these changes when I start. I used to do Gayatri mantra, but not in this pattern or this disciplinary. 8:15, 9 o'clock. We have to sit. We have to, and every day what I'm doing is now I'm from coming from office. I'm maintaining the cleanliness myself in the mind and physically, and in the home and everything. And that way, that is one thing. And second thing is, it taught me of not to worry about bondage. uh, how, in the sense is, after the sadhana is complete, after the retreat is complete, we will not do that anymore, right? So I thought of that. So now we are doing this, we are meeting at 9 o'clock every evening. So after May 24th, we don't do that. So do I need to worry about that? Is my point. So we don't need to. So that way it gave me a lot of answers, and main concrete bridges that it allowed me to calm myself. Even if something is going to go wrong, let it go wrong. I can't control, right? So it gave me the answer. That's it from my side.
Okay, Sairam. Yeah, first and foremost, it is a good discipline to have every day at 9 o'clock. And after 21 days, it will become a habit and we can continue also. We will see. But but it's supposed to bring out all the good things, but also it brings out our ego also. With or without mic, we can chant Gayatri. We don't need to chant into the mic, steam our head out. Personally, yes, I was also chanting Gayatri every day. And group chanting is good. Whenever if we go out, not at home at 9 o'clock, we make it a point to come back. Last Sunday, we were at the temple for a program. We were so happy it ended at 8, we could come back home. Before 9, we could sit. We tried it in the van before, but it didn't work out that well. We couldn't. So that is one thing, 9 o'clock as a family we can do. And then what happened for me was I found myself chanting Gayatri all the time. One day in the middle of the night, I heard a loud voice, according to me, chant more Gayatri. I just woke up. I sat up in my bed. Did I really hear it? So that emphasis on Gayatri, it is peaceful. Yes. I found it really peaceful to continue chanting. It gives me peace even at night, daytime, whenever keep chanting Gayatri. I don't count. I just chant. That keeps your mind calm also and not distracted with other unnecessary thoughts. So that's a good discipline to have. Yeah.
Sairam. Chanting Gayatri has always been there. So it's not like, it's not new. So always we used to chant Gayatri many times, especially when we are going on a long trip. Invariably, we start chanting. Not long trip, any trip we want to go, we always start because Gayatri is a protector. So she puts a shield around you. So it's good that we start the trip with the Gayatri chanting. And you always keep chanting. These days with this discipline, I mean, discipline is definitely there because every day at 9 o'clock to sit and chant the Gayatri brings in a lot of discipline. And these days, because I am going to work, I always, when I go from home to work, I keep chanting Gayatri. On the way back, I listen to Swami's discourses. So that's been my pattern. And whether we know it or not, definitely that protection of Gayatri is there. Because especially when you go drive, you don't know what can happen. There are many things that can happen, but she's the one who's protecting. Sairam.
Sairam. Again, I also, like most of you guys, have been chanting Gayatri for many years now. I do it in the morning. That's how I start my days. And it has just the chanting of Gayatri has cleared my mind so much. It's so many things just become very, very clear in the head. The doubts that you have, the questions that you have the previous days, whatever. In the morning, when I do that, I have a more uh, clarity on issues and how I should behave, how I should change for myself, all those things. So I think that's the biggest change I saw in myself. And definitely it calms you down and humbles you. And in my own way, I know what things I need to change. So that's the reflection I get all the time, and I'm working on that. As of course, the discipline, I missed a lot of nights, unfortunately, because of work and different things. Even then, just that reminder, the time, as soon as 9 is coming, it's on the mind. So one more time, it reminds me, oh yes, we need to do this. So that's the one change I got. But I also get distracted a lot of times when everybody's chanting. That's my own fault, which I need to overcome. But other than that, it was that one more time reminding myself of Gayatri was a beautiful thing. At the end of the day, I never used to do it, so it was very good.
Sairam, so I have already talked about one big experience that, when my father was in the, that I don't want to repeat that. But one thing I do remember is, I grew up in a family which believed in a lot of rituals, and I hated it. So, you have to get up in the morning, go and stand in front of the pictures and, repeat some slokas, then only you'll get your milk. Of course, no coffee or tea, only milk. And so, I had to do all that and just kind of didn't, you know, like that kind of push or pressure. So finally, I've shared this in a different time, when it came to college time, I picked a college, my father is sitting there. I go to the IIT interview and sitting in Delhi. That's where we are growing up, and house is there. Delhi has got IIT. I said, I want any branch in Chennai, and my father, why Chennai? And I want to be as far away from home, that is, so that was the choice I made, and very strong about it. And so ended up in Chennai. So only thing my father did that, because he knew that all these things he practices, he's trying to push it, and he can probably see the resistance. So he said, whatever you do, you know, if there is only one thing that you need to say, just say Gayatri Mantra. And even if you are just while taking a shower or something, say that a few times, just say that. That got imprinted into my mind for all my life. And anything, any disruption, only thing I can think of is say the Gayatri Mantra. And so like that experience, I talked about it, that, I could, like Shobhaji just said, suddenly clarity comes, about things have not changed, but we see it with clarity. And that's one big experience that you get. So like Venkat said, whenever I go for a walk, I don't want to do anything else, just, put a limit, at least 108 Gayatri. That's what I'll keep doing. So it does help. Do we always feel it? I don't know. Sometimes it does, but I think we have to just do it as a ritual, and it will show its value. It's inside.
Sairam, chanting Gayatri, actually, I feel like calm in my mind, and it gives like peace for me. And especially after we started that group chanting, I also like expect that time to sit like waiting and want to chat and open like I feel it like it's like gives like the group chanting. It gives more powerful. I feel that. Thank you.
So two things. One, I think like Uma said, um, as Uma said, I tend to do it more. So now I just play Swamis. The chanting in the morning when I'm getting ready in the morning. And then I'll just, as I'm getting ready, or throughout the day, I'll just automatically say it. So this is great. But my true test now, as I'm thinking, is what am I going to do after our 100 days? Am I going to at 9 o'clock have the discipline? Because like Shobha says, like, yeah, like the other day when we were doing the 24th, I was coming from somewhere. So I played the study circle in the car and then had to quickly come home, listen, put the garbage can on back into the deck and then run into the house and then get ready for, make sure I'm listening, do all the multiple things, and then make sure I sit down in front of the altar to do so I've missed a few, but not that many, maybe 5 total. But my true test now is at 9 o'clock every day, am I going to have that discipline with or without all of you? That is my test. Even though I do it in the morning, maybe that 9 o'clock is a good time as well. Because there's a reason why even before we did this, that other New Jersey or whatever,
Yeah.
except they did it longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They did it. Yeah. Anyone else? Vijayji, Nyandeepan? He's been chanting. Yeah.
So for me, it's kind of a lifestyle change.
Uh,
So usually I open my laptop at 9 o'clock and start working. So, so after this chanting,
can you
that's-
speak in the mic, please?
Yeah.
Ah, thank you.
After we started the chanting, it's kind of time to go sleep, right? So after the chanting, everything will be calm at home. Then it sets the mind to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And the next day morning, I'll be more energetic because I didn't sleep late. And the lifestyle change for the family is they usually say at 8 o'clock, let's go to Walmart and get some things, right? Then by 10 o'clock, we'll be back by 10 o'clock and we'll be tired. That thing is changed. And it's kind of a lifestyle change. My
Right.
request is let's continue this forever.
Very nice. Thank you. Yeah. Please go ahead, Gayatri.
Chanting Gayatri mantra, like it has made me more calm than before. I'm less reacting and more of responding.
Very nice.
Then more of patience. I'm developing more patience. Then I and Aditi sit together for Gayatri mantra. Sometimes she will say, sometimes not. But it has become a habit for her. After chanting Gayatri mantra only, she will sleep. Even if she's not chanting, she is there until Sairam. She is there. After that only I made it a point, like after that only she will sleep. She also got used to it, and it has become a habit for her also.
Right.
So we'll continue to until like lifelong.
Yeah, very
together.
nice.
Because before I used to make her say Gayatri mantra. I never used to say it.
Yeah.
Only in the
Chanting.
Zoom I started saying myself. Before I used to make Aditi say.
Yeah.
I won't. Sometimes I chant. Sometimes, but most of them I'll make. I will not chant because I would not have taken bath. So mostly that's the reason. So I'll ask her to chant in her in the morning. But now I'm like I'm chanting every day. Like I'm finding more clarity, and like I'm focusing more on myself. Before I never used my mind used to wander. Where to focus? Sometimes we're more of disturbance, and don't know what to do. Sometimes like that, the mind goes. So now, like I'm getting like whatever happening first, I'm looking on into myself. What mistake I am doing? What should I do? I'm thinking of that.
Nice. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah.
One more thing.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So it helped me, and I mean, like, to concentrate on things and to deal with things. I'll say how funny it is. So before, I mean, if any book or any charger or any something, I used to, throw like this, and it's a very bit of disorganized way.
Yeah.
So now Gayatri Mantra, since I'm staying alone, one day, if you remember, I chanted it 11 times. I went count wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
We know.
So, yeah. So then Bhavani ji suggested me that you keep 9 things. So after each time, you put that thing aside. So what I found in my home is none other than batteries, right? 9 batteries. Now that batteries I have to put in a box for every guy one time. Each time I have to, what I'll do is I'll take the battery from this side and put in that box. Now if I drop it, right, it will give a sound, right? So I have to place it very carefully. So that minor thing now I'm applying for everything in home. That is
Very
that's a
nice.
big thing. And second thing is focus. Focus is if I'm chanting the mantra for the first time, it's fine. I can chant. Now, if I'm in the second person or third person, I have to concentrate on how many times the earlier person is doing. That is very much, that I have to.
Yeah, I also feel
follow.
that way. Yeah.
So that.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
middle one is the most pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been so these two things. I don't say that I'm fully applying, but these two things help me in thinking. In office or anything before in the meetings or any chats. If my manager tries to call me, if I'm not in a mood to answer, I'll cut and I'll say that I'll call you later. Just give me 5 minutes. Now I'm dealing very precisely and
Mindful.
mindful.
You're being mindful.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah. Please. Who on this side? Lakshmi? Yeah, please. Yeah.
It's one not an egotistical way, but when you're leading, I'm definitely more conscious, because when we all are saying, then I'm just saying, but like when I'm leading, I'm like so focused because I don't want to mess it up. And so like I definitely am more focused and mindful than when I'm just following. It's the pressure is definitely there. Yeah.
Yeah. Subhadra said Gayatri Mantra chanting this time around intrigued her to understand the meaning word by word and realize the power of the mantra some more. Suchi said, in her opinion, if we won't be able to do it at 9 p.m., we cannot do it before going to bed at all. So, yeah, we can do it before we go to bed. Yeah. Anyone else?
Yeah, I was going to say, I used to do the chanting when I'm kid before going to school, right?
Yeah.
My grandfather used to have that Rudraksha mala, and then at that time I didn't know anything. It's just chanting and sense of accomplishment, and I think, oh, I can chant in this 108 times this fast, like that only. It was never meant, but I'm glad that we're doing this sadhana and learned a lot, and through everybody's sharing and with the videos and study circle, and I think it means a lot now, and especially chanting on Saturday with all of us, I think that's the best.
Yeah, that I was just going to bring that up at the end, saying that Saturday chanting is the most energetic when you are in the space. With all of us doing it together, it really does matter. Yeah.
So I grew up with no rituals whatsoever, and I have to confess that I don't like to commit to any disciplinary stuff, even though, and also a very bad student, and especially very bad at adapting good stuff, any good habits. So that's why I said you don't want to listen to what I have to say, but nonetheless, every day at 9 p.m., I'm thinking about you all, and I never joined yet, but at 9 p.m., I observe myself. What am I doing? So I'm walking or I'm working or what am I doing? Cooking or eating or what am I doing? Every day at 9 o'clock, believe it or not, I'm thinking about you all chanting and chanting, of course, here. And but it's a very good thing I hear from all of you. So I will commit myself from today.
For the next 40 days at least.
40 days.
So,
and I want to hear what Sujata.
I want you to pass
what
that
effect,
mic up.
I mean, you since 5 years of age, you've been doing all this. So what effect did it happen in the last 60 days? I want to really hear that.
So everyone.
Sairam. Yeah, I have been practicing Gayatri Mantra for a long time, but it was more mechanical, I would say, just chant, like a mantra. But then interesting thing was I had a dream of Swami just, I think, a week before or something. So he gave me Pada Namaskar and everything, but then he told me, keep practicing the Gayatri.
Okay.
So that's why I was excited because I knew you were going to start it.
Yeah.
So I was happy that way. I was more disciplined.
Yeah.
And also the other thing happened is any of my friends call me. I said, no, I have Gayatri today. You cannot come.
Yeah.
So there are some things which really changed.
Yeah.
And even if they come, I say, okay, it's 9. We have to chant the Gayatri now.
Yeah.
So those kind of discipline is always there. But the good part is, like everybody said, I hope. And the other thing is listening to Swami. I used to listen to Swami's Gayatri before also, but now I really listen to him, the way he's chanting.
Right.
And it gives me so much joy, actually. I don't know what it is. Even after the Gayatri mantra, I put Gayatri and go to sleep. That's what I've been doing now. Just listening to Swami all the time.
Yes. Very
Yeah,
nice.
that's the best part now I'm doing.
Yeah. Thank you, Sujat. Yeah.
And Sairam, I just
Yeah, please. Go ahead, Jyoti.
Just like her, I haven't been doing the Gayatri mantra, but I liked what Subhadra said. What is the meaning? And this last thing here, how does it remind us of our divinity? It's about the Gayatri is the goddess of the mantra, but the real meaning of the mantra is about the sun god, which I think is a reflection of the inner Atma. It's the one giving the light for the reflection on the mind and reminding us of our inner divinity.
Sairam, thank you. Yes.
Sairam. I just wanted to
Piggyback on
Savitaji's this one. See, my thought is, she said that there is a pressure, added pressure when we chant. I think we have to think that when we chant, we are chanting for Swami or the divinity. So every time we chant, it has to be the same impact, same focus as if we are going to be leading. So there is no difference between leading the Gayatri versus chanting with the group. So it should be the same.
So only the number count.
Yeah,
that is
count. I always count, regardless of whether I'm leading or not. I always count.
I know.
So the counting has to become a habit. I think we should, whether we are doing it at the center level or individual after 100 days, I think it should become a habit for all of us. That's what I think.
What I like is when we chant, I also meditate with Swami's Gayatri. When you hear him chanting, it really moves your heart. Really, in the mornings when I do the meditation, it's so beautiful. But when we do at 9 o'clock, when we started, I don't chant loudly with whoever is the lead chanting. I will just close my eyes and chant. When Shankaran was sitting next to me, I said, oh, don't chant loudly. You want to align with that.
He has to be controlled.
No, not controlled. It is like disturbing. One is chanting in the through the computer, one is right next to you. It's like two different things, I want to focus only on the whoever is chanting, close my eyes, chant along, kind of silently, So that gives more focus and
it does.
I don't know. I
also do it silently.
I don't like so many voices around.
We usually go to different rooms.
Yeah, we also.
That's what.
Yesterday, somebody is supposed to chant, I want to point out.
Yeah.
People who assign and they cannot chant for some reason, always let us know that they are not available. If they don't do, I got so much pressure, another person to turn the microphone on, to keep reminding. Another one, yesterday they didn't come. So I have to call Shobha, tell your daughter to continue, in the middle of chanting. These are distractions.
No. If you take charge, and thank you for doing that, because now I can focus. I am not worried. Otherwise, when this is going on, I'm thinking, oh, next day, I'm hoping this person, oh, did I check with them? Did I do this? Did I do this? And so all of those things, it's a very fun journey. At the end of the day, the experience is great and the journey is really fun to actually, even a regret that, oh my God, I didn't start with the right amount of Om. I didn't, you know, those things happen. They come to your mind. You don't want to really, oh, my Om was too short. My Virgo didn't go high enough. Yeah. Or it didn't, yeah, it went too high. It was not, you know, so Swami's Gayatri is playing in your head, right? So you try to emulate that, but you can't emulate like he does. So we do our share, but it is a very fun journey to be on. And since we started this, we are all talking about it. You know, whether you have signed up or not signed up, whatever it may be, we are so focused on that itself. And I think that is sadhana. Just having your mind set to something like Gayatri chanting versus a TV show or the news today or the election or what have you. Yes, please, Vijayji.
No, I think I just wanted to, my observation, right? So,
Yeah.
especially with her, Kanchana, she takes it very seriously. You know, the Gayatri mantra, she takes like a bhajan practice.
Right.
So especially when her turn comes on the day,
Yeah.
she takes it very seriously. She practices like Venkat says, you practice 108 times,
Yeah.
get it approved. Even though she knows the Gayatri mantra very well,
Right.
but she wanted to give the best.
Yeah.
So no, I mean the raga and whatever,
Yeah.
right? So what you said,
Yeah.
Bhur, Bhuva, Swaha. So
Yeah.
wherever she does not want to miss anything,
Yeah.
she practices before that,
Yeah.
at least 10 times, and she confirms, okay, she's once
ready.
she's okay with everything, then she sings on that day. So I think that I can see a lot of discipline and then a lot of like it takes seriously like a
Same with
bhajan.
you. Discipline has come even to you. He is also 8:45. He's in the car. Yeah.
Of course, she reminds me every day. Even if I'm
Exactly.
outside, she calls me.
Yeah.
Oh, it's already 10 minutes before. So please be ready.
Yeah. Exactly.
So that I think that is a big improvement with Kanchan. So
Oh.
she takes it like a bhajan practice.
Yeah. Please
Saida.
go ahead.
After listening to Amey Deshpande's this one on Gayatri, when I chant because of the Panchamukhi, so when we say Om, focus on the first phase, and Bhur Swaha second phase, and Tatsavidravarenyam third phase, Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi fourth phase, and Diyo Yona Prachodhyat fifth phase. So after Dhananjay brought this one, I am always focusing, I'm visualizing these 5 phases when I am chanting.
Yeah, that very nice point, Sairam. Actually, I was actually going to bring up that when he the discourse where Swami talked about this, where he said that this is what the meaning of Gayatri is, and I think we did discuss that before as well. But yeah, and I think for each one of us, if this sadhana should lead to something. So one thing that I want to let everyone know, everyone who has signed up, I will be interviewing them, and we are going to put this on our presentation. So we will have a one-on-one, just a little 10, 20-second 2 points or 3 points that you would want to share. I don't want to put anyone on the spot. At the same time, I don't want to leave out anyone either. So if you are not comfortable doing it, that's totally fine. But if you are okay, that is something that I would like to do, so that when we are presenting, it's a very nice way to actually let folks know what sadhana is, and how it impacted our lives. It's always our experience is somebody else's lesson. That's all that it is. And that's what everyone here brings to the table when we sit for study circle. So I think that's where I would like to go with this. But with that, if there is anyone else who would like to add something, that's great. Otherwise, we can move on. Okay, Sairam. So from chapter 27, we had discussed a lot of things, but we did not discuss about Sage Sukha coming in. Of course, the chapter was focused. I know a lot of you may have forgotten because this was 2 weekends ago. But the chapter was when Sage Sukha entered into the courtroom after Parikshit realized that he has only 7 days to live. So one thing that I think we did not talk about was, how does Sage Sukha's response to Parikshit's question reflect the Guru's role in guiding the disciple to ultimate liberation? When Parikshit asked the question, what should I do? I have 7 days. Sage Sukha answered, O king, withdraw your mind from worldly thoughts and fix it on Hari, the Lord who charms all hearts. I shall instruct you in the wisdom of the divine, Bhagavatha Tattva. Listen to it with all your heart. No activity is holier than that. There can be no greater spiritual exercise or discipline or vow. The human body is a worthy boat. The story of Hari is the rudder, and the world of change, this constant flow, samsara, is the sea. Hari is the boatman. Today, this sacred equipment is available for you. The problem you have raised is not only your concern, the whole world is concerned with it and its solution. It is the most vital of all problems that deserves inquiry. The Atma principle is the panacea for all beings. That is the ultimate truth. This is Sage Sukha's response to Parikshit's question on what he should do for the next 7 days. And how does that, reflect the guru's role in guiding the disciple?
Sairam, like he said, right? A lot of us are just we don't reflect on life itself, the purpose of life, why we are living. We just live. We're born, we're then told to go to school, then do this great job, and then marry, get children. It's all done kind of in a mindless way without putting too much thought into it. So when a guru comes in and gives you that, invokes that thought process, then you start asking all these vital questions, and it just changes the direction of your life, how you live it and where you want to take it. This is an opportunity, and once you realize that this is an opportunity and we should utilize it to the utmost best possible way to reach that goal. To me, that's what it means.
Sairam. See, we did talk about, in the case of Parikshit, I think he's blessed because he knows that his end is going to come in 7 days. We did talk about it in the past couple of sessions back, I think, because we don't know when our end is going to come. So, and our guru here, and through him or through his mouth or through any other guru, the information about us having to focus on this Atma Vichara and then go deep and then do all the things that Sage Sukha is advising Parikshit to do is applicable to each one of us. Only thing is, it doesn't mean that we give up everything and do only that. That is what he has advised to Parikshit. I think it doesn't mean that we completely stop going to work, stop doing anything. It doesn't mean that, but we have to spend maximum time or whatever we do in that spirituality aspect. I think that is what is applicable to us.
I would like to understand why it does not mean leave everything.
Because leaving everything and going it doesn't mean that your mind is going to be, see, the focus is only on the mind part of it. So if you're going and sitting in the Himalayas and being worried about how am I going to get the next plate of food, then the whole purpose is lost.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean value.
I think more than that, I would just say that it depends on what kind of lifestyle you have chosen. If you have chosen the path of being ascetic, for example, then yes, please go to the mountains and figure out your stuff, and that is totally fine. But we did not do that. We went into the samsara knowing we wanted to lead this life, and this is what that has brought about this. For us, the duty is to do what you signed up for. You signed up for these kids, you signed up for this life. So we are responsible to do certain acts in our life that actually define our purpose. So I don't think that is the purpose for everyone to leave everything and go to the jungle.
Yes. So uh, I'm just trying to show the other aspect of it. So don't take it wrong, please. If that was the case, why did Shuka did not say that to Parikshit? Oh, you are a king, you can just do the duty, just don't worry about it. Do the duty, keep doing the king. He did not even mention a single word about those things at all in the whole preaching Shukadeva gave to Parikshit. He did not talk about anything. Why?
Sairam, this is a different circumstance altogether. Because he is in the last 7 days and he's asking that question. He asked the question, how should I lead my last 7 days? So this may be applicable to Parikshit, how to lead his last 7 days. If he had not that time limit and he has the duty as a king or whatever, I'm not sure Sukha would have said exactly like that. But even if you go to Bhagavan Krishna himself, he has said multiple times in the Bhagavad Gita over and over and over again in multiple shlokas. Everyone is familiar with that, right? He never says leave your duties and go somewhere. He says do your duty in the dharmic way. Do it without any desire for the result. This is the essence of Bhagavad Gita coming from Lord Bhagavan's mouth itself. That is the message we should inculcate in our lives.
So I do 100% agree with that. So that is the ultimate thing. When we know that time is limited, so the message which I am perceiving from Shobhaji, so in other times, Bhagavad Gita is the lead, and when it's time bound, this is the lead.
No, I did not say that. I said this for Parikshit because that is what he's looking for, and he's already left his kingdom. He has already made that
So what
decision
is
and walked
our
out.
delay in not looking for that?
There's no delay. If you're ready today, you're ready to go. That's it.
That's
There
all.
is no
That's
delay.
whatever I think. Yeah, please go ahead.
There is no
Charanjit,
delay in
sorry.
that.
Yeah.
You know, it is a personal thing. When it happens, actually, it may not happen with your intention also. These things will just fall out of you.
Organically.
Organically, it will happen. When we are ready, it will happen. No one can stop it. It's
Yeah.
not an intention. I want to do it tomorrow. I want to do it 10 years later. That will never happen.
Yeah.
You know?
Please go ahead, Shankaran.
Yeah. So it's not related to this question, but and, on the previous whatever we are talking
Please,
about.
yeah.
So just came out of the SSC class.
Yeah.
And we were listening to Sarvapriyananda's second chapter 2.
Yeah.
And one of the things that really appealed to me was he was saying that we always think we are human beings looking for a spiritual experience. That's what we are thinking. That's our life all about. But what he says is we are actually spiritual beings experiencing a human life. So if we take that paradigm shift, I think we'll be able to deal with a lot of issues.
Yes. Thank you. Absolutely. Jyoti, yeah, please go ahead.
Samsara is for everybody, but enlightened people, samsara, just like Mirabai said, sukh gaya, that they are no longer in it, they're apart from it. So the lifestyle is just any which way you go, if you hold on to Hari, like it says, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Saira.
Sairam, see, whatever we do, if we do it as an offering, see, I think that should be, because we are in that spiritual realm. Whatever we may be doing, so we can be. That is what I think Swami or any guru is advising us, because we can be that.
Yes.
If we are just not focusing on that spiritual aspect, but just doing it in the commercial, for example, doing the work for the money, or for the promotion, or for praise, or for the honor, all those things, then that defeats the purpose. If you are just going to do the work as your duty, not connecting it with any rewards or any expectations, I think then we are doing in the spiritual. So that's my understanding.
Right. That's
so That's exactly where I was leading it. So all the acts should be offered, should be focused. So by doing that, we ourselves will try to eliminate all those unnecessary things which are not, which you think cannot be offered to Swami. Eliminate it. This act is going to hurt Swami. By these thoughts which are going to hurt Swami, eliminate. So that's what is the training, where we have to finally lead to all the acts should be pious enough to be offered. Then itself will be the same thing which Shuka is telling Parikshit.
Please go ahead, Shankaranji. Yeah.
So read that sentence one more time. It says, withdraw your mind from worldly thoughts.
Mhm.
You have to withdraw the mind from the worldly thoughts. But
Not ours.
But if
The
you are
duty.
cooking, and if you're, it looks like a
Very
worldly
nicely
thing.
put.
But then, you are saying it's offering to the God, then you're not thinking worldly. So that, I think that's what is problematic.
Yeah. Yes, Sairam. So we have two other questions that I have listed here. How does the arrival of Sage Sukha at the critical moment illustrate Guru's divine timing and purpose in a seeker's life? So I think both of them matter for that moment to occur. So that was the purpose of me asking that question. I know we did discuss that in the last couple of sessions, I think. And in what way does the interaction between King Parikshit and Sage Sukha show an ideal relationship between a disciple and a guru? How did he know that this is what Parikshit wants or needs? He didn't know him throughout his life.
See, in another discourse, Swami says that King Parikshit prays for Sage Shuka. He had, in another discourse, I just saw that on. Parikshit is praying to Sage Sukha to come. So that's what I saw that just today. I saw that discourse. So what it means is, sages like Sukha and others, they can easily read the minds. They know what the others are thinking. So he knows the moment Sage Sukha comes, he knows what is going on in King Parikshit's mind. So he knows straight away. That's why he is a perfect connect. Whereas the other sages, maybe because I think each sage is different. I'm not saying that to judge the sages in any way, but he was able to, because of the prayer, I think the connect between Parikshit and Sage Sukha has been there established.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah.
Sairam, Sage Sukha is not like any other sage. He got all that knowledge, all that learning from Parameshwara himself. The story is he was sitting on a tree as a parrot. He heard when Parameshwara, Lord Shiva was telling Parvati about that, and Upatesham, and he heard everything. So he is not an ordinary sage, one thing. And yes, he might have the power also to read. And they all know that it's the end of Parikshit's life. See, that also plays a big role here. Even the other times we are talking about how it is different for us from that. If we all know there is only 1 week left, our behavior, talk, walk, everything will be very different. It won't be like this. So that we have to keep that in mind. So all that plays a role. And so there's the connection there. Yeah.
So I want to we have talked about this before, ideal relationship between a disciple and guru. And usually in many of the people who have talked about going through this process, have said this, and that, they have been in search of a guru, and that it doesn't, it doesn't click.
work. Yeah.
And suddenly it clicks. And the guru also says, I've been waiting for it, and so that is where I think in here that click occurred. So, that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
I don't know about the previous story thing, but,
Right.
something that said, oh, he is the person, who will be the ideal one for me.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Please go ahead, Sabita. Oh, Soumya. Okay.
So this has happened recently, right? It is not something that is in it's some Purana. it happened recently. Parmacharya, he was in one village, and every day he would do abhisheka to lingam, right? And we use usually bilba for abhisheka. In that village, bilba was not available. But every day morning, they would see that in a container, a little bit of bilba leaves would be left and gone every day. And so Parmacharya wanted to know who that person is who is bringing bilba and where is that person bringing from. So one day he told his disciple, you have to find out who that person is who's coming and bringing bilba leaves. So they stood there in the morning waiting, and early in the morning that person comes and gives bilba leaves, and they say, where do you get it from? He say, I'm walking all night. I walk to one place that is a place where you have a tree, bilba tree, and I go get it and come and bring all that stuff. So at that time, I mean, when my dad was young, so that time people would walk only and come. It is no buses and all. So then they said, Parmacharya wants to meet you. So they take him to Parmacharya. Then Parmacharya says, you are bringing bilba leaves every day from, you're going course. At the time they would call it, you're going course miles, course, and then coming and bringing. Why are you doing it? He says that I have taken you as my guru. And I know that you do puja every day. This is it. This is the small thing I can do for you. Then Guru says, Parmacharya says, what can I do for you? He says, he's a very poor man. He says, I have no need of anything. Just be my Guru, be watching over me. Then Parmacharya blesses him and goes. And then they go each way. One morning, when he is there in Kanchipuram, Parmacharya gets up immediately. He's doing puja. He gets up, leaves, goes to the tank where he takes a snana. Goes, takes snan, comes out. Then again goes, dresses up, and then does this one, and then goes again. 7 times he does that. The disciples are perplexed. What happened? Why? Then the disciple who was there at that time, he says, remember, that man has passed away. He had 7 more birds I wanted to get rid of. And then these people are like, it's not possible. How does he know? So they send people out to find out, and they find out that he is truly passed away exactly at the time when Parmacharya. So the Guru knows everything. Yeah. We don't have to state anything to just know that he knows everything. You just have to have that implicit faith. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, very nice. Thank you. All right, we have last 2 minutes. I just want to remind everyone to take your takeaway from this chapter. I know we have not come and talked about takeaways from any of these chapters, but this is a chapter I asked for takeaway because after this, it is the story of Hari. Sukacharya will start talking about the various, the story, the Bhagavatam in itself. So if there is any takeaway for you, this from this chapter, please, or from the chapters previous, but I know we have not talked about it consistently, so I just wanted to remind everyone. I think we only have a minute or so we can't start the next chapter. Next week, we can start the next chapter and the discussion that follows there. With that, I think we can, I'm going to go. If there is any other. All right. I think that's it for this time. Then I will, and of course, our life application is practicing the chanting of Gayatri Mantra. Thank you all for your participation today. And we can end with Om and 3 Shantis. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sai Ram.